and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here to discuss the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 6 episode 10. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have some opinions that I think y'all might be like, wait a minute, what is she saying? Is she okay? Do we need to get her head checked? But I promise I'm gonna bring it full circle. Okay, first things first. Angie telling Heather when she was doing everybody's Brittany hair that Heather has the same thing as Brittany but with a little fuller and a little, I was like, Angie. It was shade only a hairdresser could deliver. And I promise you, as a former hairdresser, Angie probably really didn't even see that as shade. Like, she was just describing the hair. And because I picked up on what she meant immediately. I was picking up what she was putting down. However, I will say this, and this is the part where y'all are probably going to be like, I am not feeling this whole make Brittany feel better party, because there's a lot of fakeness going around, right? I don't agree with what Meredith and Lisa did. I absolutely 120% think that it got taken too far and that it shouldn't have taken place whatsoever, and I think they crossed the line. However, these women are coming together because they want to talk up shit about Meredith and Lisa, not because they care so much about Brittany. And I heard a few I love yous to Brittany that I was like, pause. What did you just say? You love her. Most of y'all cannot even stand her. You just tolerate her, much like you're tolerating her right now. This isn't because you like Brittany. And my issue is with somebody like Brittany, as we saw later on, she's using this like, oh my God, this is like the worst thing that ever happened to me. I definitely think that it was bad. And I definitely think that, you know, again, they took things too far. Lisa and Meredith could not help themselves. But Brittany didn't do anything. It's not like they woke up and just started tormenting Brittany. Brittany did something, i.e. take the TikTok to Whitney, a random TikTok about Seth's affair, right? Kissing somebody in a random Uber in Ohio. And Meredith got activated. When we've seen the other wives bring up possible affairs and possible cheating, what happens? Those women get activated. So again, I state, Brittany saying that she is doing things that everybody else does and she does not get treated the same, that's not true. Lisa and Bronwyn have been screaming at each other left and right because they will, like, Lisa will not stop talking about Bronwyn's marriage and Bronwyn's family. Like, again, I can say that I don't think Meredith was right. Meredith and Lisa were right. But at the same time, Brittany isn't just this like wounded puppy who just so desperately wants to fit in. And so that's why she doesn't know what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. Okay? Everybody's using each other here. Everybody is using each other here. I was with Mary when she did not record anything in that Build-A-Bear. However, if I were Mary, I would not have been there. The fact that we got a flashback of Brittany calling Mary the least Christ-like person she has ever met in her life. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. I partially do feel like that was a little racially motivated. I do. The least Christ-like person you've ever met in your life? You're Mormon. And not only are you Mormon, you're in this group. The least, I can say that I don't want anything bad to happen to you, but I'm not coming to support you after you've called me the least Christ-like person you've ever met in your life. You can go to hell, actually, since you want to talk about least Christ-like. I will show you least Christ-like. Because Mary really does try to leave Brittany alone. She really, really, really does. Least Christ-like, Mary. I'm sorry, no. I hate that happened to you. I don't condone Meredith's behavior. I will be in my dressing room looking for 2003 Dom Perignon and going through my Louis Vuitton bags. I actually have to go bite off every single last one of my toenails before I go to a party supporting you. And some of the women are acting so mortified by Lisa and Meredith's behavior. Granted, I haven't seen it, right? Like, it's hard because I haven't seen it. But Heather has put her hands on Whitney. She's pushed Whitney before, like, hard, okay? And that was back when Meredith had a little bit more to her, okay? I bet you she dropped her shoulder on you. You feel it. You feel it back then, all right? Just saying. And Lisa is quick to, so that's what I'm saying. Like, they're all acting, oh my God, we're so mortified. Also, they gang up on people as well. They ganged up on Monica. They were in a different country and they were like, get out of here, go. We don't want you around. That wasn't kind. So it's just very irritating to me to watch them pretend to be so mortified by Lisa and Meredith's behavior, especially when some of us, am I mortified by Lisa and Meredith's behavior? No, but some of us have been like, their behavior is atrocious, right? Now, John Barlow is fed the fuck up with Lisa. Baby, he was not having it. And while I can understand from a mother's perspective, because y'all know I love mothers, okay? In the words of Cameron on TikTok, my mom's a mom, right? I love mothers. I do. I have the utmost respect for moms. I can understand where, like, as parents, you don't want to be, like, seem like you're on a different page in front of the kids. But from what John and Lisa were saying, it seemed like there was just a conversation, like maybe Henry was talking about school, or maybe like maybe something between his friends, something like that. Not anything that was like he needed to be disciplined for. And Lisa was telling him what he should say, and John even said, were you, and she said, I was just explaining to him what he should do. And like John's like, but it doesn't come off like that, and you are a woman. Henry is if he's not a teenager yet, he's like a preteen young boy. And John is like, I'm explaining it from a male point of view. And he's like, well, I think this would work, and I think you should say it like this. And Henry says, yeah, I think the way you're saying it doesn't work for me, Mom. Lisa's saying, I don't want to be corrected on how I talk to Henry. But if Henry is telling you, I don't like the way you are saying this to me, then you should listen. That's your son. That is your son. He can say, hey, I'm not, like, I don't like the way that you're saying that, Mom. And look, when John was on that phone imitating her and was like, what? Well, I said, we're getting to the point where he's starting to like fuck with her, it seems. And I don't think that's a good thing. When you get to the point where you enjoy like fucking with your spouse to legit bother them, not just like playing around. Like, for instance, sometimes I will mock Megan, my partner. She doesn't love it, but it's coming from like I'm like messing with her, like flirting with her, right? I'm not doing it to piss her off. When you start wanting to piss off your partner and you find it funny for your own benefit, that's not a good place to be. I know he was with her all weekend at BravoCon. That means nothing to me, if I'm being quite honest. I think that even if he were not with her, or like if they were still going through things, he would still tag along. And she's like, I didn't feel validated in my feelings. Were you guys talking about something that had to do with Henry or something that had to do with you? Because Lisa, you don't need to be validated in your feelings when your son's talking to you about something preteen-ish and he just says, Mom, that doesn't work for me. I don't want to say it like that. And I'm sorry, the whole like my feelings are valid trope, I get so fucking triggered by that. No one's invalidating your feelings by saying, hey, the way you're speaking to me right now is not working for me. That is not working for me. I'm the receiver. I am receiving. I have a right to say, hey, the way you're talking to me, it's not getting through, and I don't appreciate that. That's not invalidating somebody's feelings. That's literally saying, hey, that doesn't work for me. Maybe we need to go back to the drawing board or separate and come back and try again. Now, I knew Brittany was going to try and use that fight to reconnect with Jared. And when I say I could not care any less about their relationship, I really can't. He's a jackass. He is an asshole. Like, I don't like Brittany, but for the love of God, Have some respect for yourself. This man sat up here and said, how's that 30-day detox going for me? While funny, while I did giggle, I said, wow, what a fucking jackass. And she's sitting here like, how do you feel about me? Why can't I know? And he's literally telling her to your face, you're a mess. You're a hot mess. You're indecisive. I can't. He's disrespectful. Why? Because he's an Osmond and he think he can be. Because you let him think that he can be. Oh, I can't. I don't care about them. I don't care. Now, Bronwyn and Todd, I have simply had enough of these men on reality TV making these women feel like they are not enough. From Jordan over on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives with Jesse, and now Todd with Bronwyn. Todd. You got caught in public looking at a picture, a picture of a woman in lingerie, and people know that you are my husband. And I feel like Todd is mad that he got caught and people know who he is because of the show, and like he's blaming the show. Okay, Todd, let's take the show out of it. Let's say no one knew who you and Bronwyn were. You're still a fucking pervy old man on an airplane looking at a photo of a woman in lingerie out in the open for everybody to see without a fucking privacy case on your phone. You need to feel shit. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say you need to feel shame. Is this a case where somebody needs to feel shame? Because, you know, we're dealing with like people like the religious thing and people feeling shame over it. No, you need to feel shame. You have a wife at home. You have a wife. She has a daughter. You have a family that you claim to care about. And you just got caught doing some nasty, pervy old man shit on a plane. On a plane? You couldn't at least go to the lavatory? You couldn't at least turn your phone. Actually, no, he was in the aisle seat. Your wife, very beautiful lady, sitting there telling you she feels like she is not enough for you. For you, Todd. When you look in the mirror and you look at Bronwyn, you should feel thankful. Thankful that she wants to bounce up and down on that. And I haven't seen it. Don't want to. And then for him to tell her, or say he's so mad that she spoke to a friend about her struggles with their relationship. You are grumpy. You are mean. My mom is grumpy. She is mean. My daughter doesn't want to hear about this shit. What you want? What do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? You want me to feel alone? You want me to talk to you about you? I don't think you want that. I don't think you want that. It's not going to be very kind. I mean, my God. My God, today. I was like, what on earth goes through this man's mind? What goes through this man's mind? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But because I know it's not sense. It's not sense whatsoever. And honestly, it was nice to see all of the ladies gather at Mary's church. Mary is a woman of God and she is better than me, because Whitney would never be welcomed back into my church. Lisa Barlow would never be welcomed to my church after the shit they pulled in, what was that, season 2? Yeah, no, you can't come here. But that is why Mary is in the position she is in, and God is still working on me every single day. Right? But that's going to be it for this episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Don't forget to drop down in the comments and let me know how you are feeling about this episode. What are your thoughts on everything? Don't forget to subscribe and engage, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye!